know who Caesar was. Like that doesn't mean any, like, not that it doesn't mean anything. I don't want to say it doesn't mean anything. Like, I get what you're saying, that I can go in Africa and say Ali, and Ali means this. I get what you're saying, but I could also go in the depths of Africa. I could say Caesar, and they'd be like, I know who the fuck Caesar is, because the Roman and the Greeks, that empire had its period. And the empire that dictates a lot of the last names that you're talking about had its own dynasty.
Of course.
And appropriately, you can go to like any region in Africa and they will be like, of course, right? Just like Ajax, right? You can say Ajax to a lot of people. It's not a common last name. It really isn't, right? But like I
thought it was a cleaner.
You would. Get off of me. You would.
Instead of comment, if we couldn't get the comment, we got
the
Ajax.
Right? What will they say? Right? Anybody will be like, oh, Ajax, the Roman warrior. The warrior, right? Because it's like, it's prevalent in that. Like, it might not be a common last name because it's not really a last name that's often used, but any historian or people familiar with either Roman or Greek mythology will know that in Greek mythology who Ajax was, right? So they'll be like, he was a warrior. Okay, so I'm not saying that it doesn't have power, because beliefs have power, right? Even if you believe in something, right? Like,
there's power alone.
There's power in it. Like, that's it. And I don't believe in it. You can be like unicorns or whatever that shit is, but your belief is so strong, like, it creates power.
100%.
So in that, the system of belief, which is like, I'm not saying it's a, like, I don't want to downplay. I just want you to understand that the last name, it creates power for you, right? That's for you. For me,
it doesn't.
No, it's not about that. It doesn't. What I see it as is an illusion.
That's how you view it.
But it's just it's like.
But that's my point to add to my only point is, like, our names these is tribes in Africa. When you say Ali, there's an Ali tribe in Africa. When you say Hassan, there's a Hassan tribe in Africa. When you say Malik, there's a Malik tribe in Africa.
Only is that those names were used as first names, so the last name was lost with the Johnsons and the Greens.
Well, what it is these is their actual last names.
Right.
These is actually their last names of the, when you say the Hassan tribe, right? Or the Asante tribe, that's in Ghana, right? So in Ghana, they got the Hassan or the Asante tribe, which Hassan means the most beautiful, right? So they genetically alter things to have their own uniqueness and that tribe that they put out. So these names, they first names and middle names could be anything.
Right.
But that last name, they are pushing the tradition of their homeland, or they're pushing their tradition of their blackness. They're letting, like, people took pride when the history that I studied in Africa, including the Middle East. Our ancestors took pride into the name of having warriors being produced from this particular tribe. So when you hear like Shaka Zulu, right? When he was trying to come and change Shaka name, and Shaka said, "No, I'm a Zulu, and I'm from the Zulu tribe."
Right.
And even how powerful that tribe is today, to say that, and I know that you wasn't trying to say that, but to say that it's meaningless. Or to say, I know you didn't say that. I started off by saying I know you didn't say that, but one could, if they don't understand exactly what you're saying, one could take what you say
as it's meaningless,
as it being meaningless. Like, we shouldn't. Is like, it's only because we put power to it. So they're translated as it's meaningless, and they're walking around with they thinking that that there's no, I should say, power in knowing or taking on a name of our own.
I think if you take on a name and you believe, like your belief system, and you thoroughly believe in its power, I think it's fine.
So, on that note, does the last name carry weight?
Last name. I look at my daughters, right? So my daughters.
It's a yes or no question.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Right.
Does the last name carry weight?
I think it's different for women. But yeah, I think your name is definitely part of your identity, right? So yeah, I think it does.
And it's heritage.
It is. It's like, but
like to say that I come from the tribe of Shabazz, right? The Shabazz, a powerful tribe with most of black people coming from the Western Hemisphere who was taken out of Africa come from that tribe of Shabazz. To say that you come from the tribe of Shabazz, which means perfection or royal family.
But do you though?
Of course.
Wait, no. How do you know you come from the Shabazz tribe?
Because before there was the Asante tribe, the Hassan tribe, before all these many tribes.
Right.
See, we go back 50,000 years. 50,000 years ago, it was only one tribe, and then from that one tribe.
What was that one tribe's name?
Shabazz, which comes from which all of these other tribes that branches all still from the same
Which
family.
means that there could be a whole bunch of Shabazzes out there, but not
it's only,
any
if you go to Africa right now, there's only one tribe of Shabazz now. But I'm saying after that, after conquering that part of Africa, you had branches. For instance, like you got siblings, right? Y'all both, right? Y'all branch off and create your own families. Right. And though y'all come from one tribe, still from one tribe, but y'all making a state, y'all took y'all uniqueness, whatever you took from your parents, and you producing that in your children and the whole 9 yards, and your other siblings got their whatever their uniqueness is, and the whole 9 yards, and this is how many tribes start being really produced. But it started really, but at the end of the day, we still all family. It's just that this tribe are great in mechanics. This tribe is great in medical. This tribe is, you understand what I'm saying? Everybody has their own uniqueness to it. You got tribes in Africa that produce blonde hair, right? So that's their uniqueness. That's what they do. You got some tribes that's straight black with blue eyes, right? In Africa, that's their uniqueness. You know what I'm saying? But it comes regardless of the fact. It started off with one. You don't get many without getting one.
So technically, you can name yourself whatever you want.
You can.
That's what I'm saying.
But that's my, of course, that you can. But the thing is, it wouldn't be proper, as an Asian man said, to take on your
no, it's not
your conqueror. He used the term.
Is that Asian?
It's an Asian man.
Yeah, but at the same time, black people have been taking on slaves' name and trying to make something out of it. And the same
just like we use.
So it's
you're
like,
right. So, but don't mean that it's proper.
All right.
No,
so with that being said,
okay.
Oh, go ahead, baby.
No, it's okay.
See this teamwork going on right now?
No, I'm like shutting down.
Y'all see this teamwork going on right now? Right? You see this teamwork that's going on right now?
But I think the thing about, like, maybe because we're Caribbean.
That's not. Don't just say that though, because the Rastas think different. I've been around a lot of Rastas, and they actually take pride in certain things, especially name.
I know. I wasn't even talking about that. Like the name thing, and I appreciate your stance on it, and it's great. I guess like
it's a conversation. That's all.
Like no, I appreciate your passion on it. It's like great, good.
Because as long as someone just more like when someone's just a good person, it doesn't matter what your name is.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like that's what I was saying. Like
yeah,
I think Caribbean.
But of course, we know that. That wasn't the point, though. That wasn't the point of the conversation about what's the name. A good person is a good person, regardless of the name.
Yeah, you could be a douche, and your name could be whatever.
I know many of them.
But I feel like I'm just gonna speak for myself. Like, I feel like a lot of it is just, and I don't know, you can help me because you're like Caribbean also, but like I feel like a lot of it is something else. It's not the name.
It's a lot of pride.
It's the pride, but it's like there's something else.
It's not about the last name. So, but when it comes down to Caribbeans, it's not about
not just Caribbeans. By
it's
the way,
not just Caribbeans, but mostly in Caribbeans.
Real quick.
But hold on. Caribbeans and Haitians, which take the top to me as far as pride-wise when it comes down to names. Whether it was a slave name, whether it was a name that was transferred from Africa to here and it never got changed or anything like that, people have a way of building themselves up, and when it comes out to the Caribbeans, where that name is gonna mean something from this point on. So it's not a slave name that's being carried down and it's because it has some type of stigma to it that makes it powerful. No, the person that took on this name,
the ownership of the name?
The ownership of the name. Regardless if it was a slave or whatever. The pride that you put into yourself to beat it, to debo it. Basically, what'd you say?
I said I deboed your name.
I deboed your name. So, yeah, it was your name, but I took that name. I mean, I made something legit, out of it.
How did Jenkins become like a black person's name?
But you know, just is. But there's some Jenkins out there, you know.
Are there
but you know the funny, and I just, and you said it. Y'all hit it on the nose. See, in America, when the slave master used or gave you the name, it was a sense of pride for him. Okay. It was a sense of
stock.
It was a sense of you, my property.
Right.
And in order for you to, it's just like a man and a woman, or a woman who says, I don't want to be with this man anymore. We get a divorce. But you go on still in this man's name.
Okay.
And you, in order for you to get back your identity once again, you go back to your maiden name and you get the divorce, stating that you're separating from this divorce. Us as black people in America, that we've been mixed and diluted and been controlled by our slave master for so long. One of the things of being one of the things, not the major thing, but one of the things of being free is to free up from being called after our slave master's name. Your slave master, when on your documents, they didn't care about your first name. They called you. Everybody was Johnson. So if the slave master's name was Johnson, everybody on the plantation was Johnson. And then, so for us to be signs of trying to get free is to divorce the name of our slave master. Yeah, but it also that he took pride in stating, listen, you no longer have this type of identity over me. You can't identify me as being one of your slaves. You can't identify me as saying, yeah, I came from the lineage of your great grandfather, and my great grandfather was.
Let's cut off from there. Okay, but with that being said, the work that you do with that last name, whether it's separating yourself from a slave master or it's a name that you inherited just by marriage or whatever, you build that last name. It becomes something. Let's just say like a Tina Turner. Her last name wasn't Turner, but she built it. Right? Where the last name Turner becomes a thing, to the point where her name became such an icon, right? Even after divorce, she said, even if I walk away with anything, the only thing I want is my name. Mm-hmm. Because she built it. So now, even though Turner wasn't her name, but she still used it, right? To be something. Huh?
Her stage name, yeah.
It's a stage name, which could also be represented as a slave name because of where she came from.
Thing, every time you
but
think of
she
Tina,
used that. It doesn't matter.
Turner.
You don't think about no Ike. You don't think about no Ike.
Yes,
Listen, you know about Ike in the story.
You can't mention Tina and not talk about Ike.
The only reason I know about Ike is because of the Tina Turner movie.
You know about Ike.
But
you
like,
know
I didn't know
Ike
about
because of the last name.
But that's none. I don't think that anyone knew about Ike unless they watched the movie.
Right, but
that means it becomes irrelevant.
This is the thing. When you study a person,
But I knew Tina Turner before that movie.
No, that's not my point. I said,
but it was
none. I don't think. No, my point was when you study a person,
right,
and then you figure out, well, where did they come from? How did they? Oh, you wasn't born with Turner.
Okay.
Where did you get Turner from?
You made it.
But you didn't make Turner. You didn't come up with it on your own. You got married to a man named Ike Turner.
She made
it. But then who made that last name?
Her name's Anime. Where the fuck Tina came from?
That was her stage name.
Okay, so like if she made Tina,
that last name that had Turner in it was her husband's name.
If she made Tina,
do you know that she was married to Ike?
Did she make Tina? Pause for a second.
It was Ike who gave her Tina.
Is her name Anime?
But remember, you watched the movie. I gave her Tina Turner.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is,
so she still.
But what I'm saying is, she built that name.
Anime eat the cake.
What I'm saying is she built that name Tina Turner.
Yeah, I got that was a stage house name.
It doesn't matter. And you
talk about
Gene is not like going back.
You know why? Because Gene loved Ajax and Gene
I die for Ajax. I'm gonna tell you something. But we're also talking about the name that was built, whether it was given to you, whether it was stolen, whatever. That the point that you made a name out of it yourself. That becomes your story and for further on. So with that being said, listen, we've been keeping it 2 more than 90
the whole entire time.
So I thought it was like 2 hours.
It's been longer than usual.
It's been longer than usual, so he got a lot of editing to do.
Oh, so you guys
have a lot of material.
I do have a lot of material, but hopefully you guys enjoyed the show and however long this is, which I don't know.
Yeah,
but thank you again for watching 2MT98, which stands for 2 more than 98. We got your host Fly Rob
and our special guest.
We got Mrs. Ajax. All right,
that's your stage name, Mrs. Ajax.
Yeah.
It's all about the name,
and what's
brother.
Your stage name again?
JJack77. It's all about the name, brother. Have a good one. Peace.
Deuces. Yo, you got a lot of material,
It's
bro.
my slave name.